Tua Tagovailoa is a guy that I want to talk about desperately on this episode. A guy who, prior to Jordan Love, did get his own contract with the Miami Dolphins. So kudos all around. However, that's another example where I think a small uptick probably for redraft and a large uptick in dynasty based on a contract. Tua Tagovailoa, though, has some big, meaty concerns for me. I think what we do a lot of the time with quarterbacks for fantasy is go, what are the weapons around them? And a lot of the times we just kind of stop there. But what are the weapons around these guys? And Tua Tagovailoa is throwing to Tyreek Hill. He's throwing to Jalen Waddle. He now has OBJ as his wide receiver 3. He's got that nice backfield. He's got Mike McDaniel coaching him. He's go to the moon for Tua. And I just want to be cautious here. He is currently going as QB. Oh God, what is it? Not 4, QB 14. Dear God, if he was going as QB 4, I would be all the way out on Tua. He's going as QB 14 right now, right in the mix of Jared Goff range, which is a very interesting range because both of those guys I'm out on, but I chose Tua because he gets more hype every year for fantasy purposes than I think he deserves. For real life, he's fine. But he's thrown to this great cast that he was throwing to last year. It's the same guys. He was QB 19 in points per game last year, throwing to those guys. He led the league in passing yards. He was second in the league in yards per attempt. He was 5th in passing touchdowns, completion percentage, passer rating, 5th lowest sack percentage, 7th in touchdown rate. All these great, wonderful metrics for a pocket passer to have. And he was QB 19 in points per game because he has no rushing upside. Absolutely none. His career high, 128 rushing yards. That's rough. You can't, in the current fantasy climate, you can't do that. Also, this year, yes, it's the same guys as last year, outside of, the OBJ edition, the Jonnu Smith edition, if you're very much into that. But there's also the Jalen Wright addition to the backfield. And I've talked about this before. I'm a big believer in Jalen Wright. I think it was one of the best, player to team situations that came out of this recent rookie draft. And they should have a healthy backfield rotation for the first time under Mike McDaniel's tenure. So will they throw as much as Tua was allowed to last season? Probably not. You could make the argument that Tua had to occasionally sit out portions of the fourth quarter because the Dolphins were up so much. I understand that argument. I don't think that part is particularly going to change that much this year. So I'm not backing that part off either. QB 19, there's no upside with Tua. I know you don't have to pay a lot. He's QB 14, but give me so many guys going after him that at least have a chance at upside. Because that's what you need at quarterback. If they don't have upside, who cares? Move on. Stream guys off of the waiver wire who do have good matchups and play that game. But I'm not in on Tua at QB 14. Is that too harsh? Was that too harsh to lead us off?